Rio Hondo Prep football is one of the best kept secrets in all of Southern California. As one of the smallest enrollments year in and year out, the Cares have won 14 CIF championships and have been one of the most successful programs throughout their history. Welcome to A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. And now, bringing you the latest news and content from his alma mater, a CIF champion in 2001, from the class of 2003, here's your host, Matt Ursima.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. I have a very special guest today. He is waiting in the waiting room for me. I'm really pleased that he is setting aside some time to chat with me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I talk to coaches a lot. I've already talked to some alumni, but today we're going to get to chat with a current player at RHP. We're going to be talking to Rio senior Ryan McCulloch, who is poised to have a very big senior year after having 3 very successful seasons in his prior years at Rio Hondo Prep. Definitely one of the top players on the team this year and in years past. He's a big time college recruit. We'll let him talk to us today about all of his experiences, with the college recruiting process, what he loves about Rio. And I love talking to the young men from Rio Hondo Prep who currently play for the team, much like I did last year, briefly on our Monday episodes where I could chat with Coach Carson for about 40 minutes and then talk with a player, with a senior for about 15 minutes or so. Those were so much fun for me because I got to go back in time, I felt. And these guys were much better than I ever was. But it was fun for me to chat with current players on the team. And I'm really looking forward to today's episode of the Charge to Keep podcast with senior Ryan McCulloch. He's had a lot of comparisons. A lot of alumni have made comparisons about him and former players. And he's definitely one of the best football players in Rio's history. It's a long history. It's a great big list of former players. So a lot to live up to, but Ryan has been just phenomenal on and off the field. He's an incredible student. His teachers, his coaches, they just have nothing but positive things to say about him. So I thought, what better way to kind of pass the time here in the summer as we prepare for a football season here on August 26th against the El Monte Lions. What better way to get us fired up for Rio football than to bring on Ryan McCulloch, the senior leader of the team, and just chat with him about the upcoming season, maybe some of his teammates, and just some random stuff as well. Get to know Ryan a little bit. I'm excited about this, and the longest conversation I've had with one of these guys, hopefully here. Enjoyed talking to last year's seniors, but it's a new year, it's a new group of guys, and I think with leadership by guys like Ryan McCulloch, I think the Cares are going to be in good hands and are going to do us alumni very proud. So let's bring him on the program now, Mr. Ryan McCulloch, the big man on campus. Literally, he seems to be growing every time I see him. The defensive end, running back, who knows what else he'll be doing this year for Rio Hondo. But for now, let's get to know him a little bit more as we prepare for another great football season. Without any more delays, let's bring on Mr. Ryan McCulloch. Okay, it is now my privilege to be joined by Rio Hondo Prep senior Ryan McCulloch. He's a great student. He's a great ball player. He's great at everything he does. And I appreciate him taking the time out of his very busy schedule to come on the podcast with me. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It is the middle of summer. We're counting down the days to August 26th when you guys can play some of that real football with pads on and such, right?
For sure. Like the whole 7-on-7 thing is pretty cool, but it's different when it's 11-on-11 with pads on. So for sure.
Oh, definitely. Everyone, all quarterbacks are pretty good in their shorts and t-shirts, but hey, when they got with no pressure, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone can throw a ball. You're just standing there by yourself. But yeah.
Definitely. How is the summer passing league stuff gone for you guys early in the summer?
It's been fun, came out. Our first 7-on-7 was against La Cañada. Wasn't that pretty, but we had our last one on Wednesday, and you can see huge improvements just in our coverage and our just understanding the whole defensive scheme. And then offensively, we don't have as many guys asking like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Like it's getting smoother for sure. So yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And I remember summers feeling like forever because I loved football. It was my favorite. And baseball, that stuff ends. And then it's like, all right, let's start preparing for this season. So the summer sometimes would drag on just because you're like, can we get to opening day? For you, How has your summer been? You've been busy with college trips as well, right?
Yeah, college trips, we had a high school boys trip to San Clemente. Not to be honest, my summer's been like flying by. It's been moving. So I'm trying to slow it down, enjoy it a little bit more, but it's been fun though. No complaints.
Your final summer as a high school young man, when you started Rio Hondo Prep as a freshman, you're playing varsity, you played in some big games there. Did you think time would fly by like it has? You're sitting here about to be a senior?
Heck no, not at all. Especially with COVID, it kind of just like snatched away a cool year and a half, so that didn't help out the process at all as far as time, but yeah, it flew by for sure.
Definitely. And that freshman year, you impressed me there in that playoff game against Harupa Hills. Unfortunately, a loss, but you guys played your hearts out. Sophomore year is kind of when things got put on hold, but you had the big game at the Rose Bowl that had to be a blast to play in. And then of course, last year's big win over Charter Oak. So you've been in some big games throughout your high school career.
For sure. Yeah. All those 3 games you named, I remember them like I have almost play by play in my head. So those are great times.
Now you're going to go off and play college football at a very high level. When you set foot in that Rose Bowl your sophomore year and you looked around, there were no fans. Well, there's a couple people there, but when you just saw how big that place was, were you like, was there a part of you thinking, I can't wait to play in a stadium like this someday that's full of people?
I think for sure. I felt something, kind of in the back of my mind saying like, man, like this field is just perfect. Like this could be, as long as I keep working, this is something I'm going to be playing on weekly, like big stadiums, perfect grass, turf. So it was something I was thinking about when I walked up. It was a great experience. That was great.
Now, Ryan, to all guys who've played at Rio, once you graduate, you move on. There's still a part of all of us that wishes we could all be on that field again. Unfortunately, life goes on. But for you, your upcoming senior year, what are the emotions you're feeling about to start your final season of Rio Hondo football? You got a bright future, but with just Rio football specifically, what has it meant to you, and what are you looking forward to most this last season?
First, it's been a lot. It's provided a lot of opportunities. I've had a lot of opportunities to push myself and make myself better than coming in as a freshman. I couldn't even like imagine where I am now. So it's all credit to the Rio Hondo football, the program, the coaches, and my feelings going towards my senior year. I'm excited. I'm ready to give it all I have for my last season. And I think I could. One of the reasons why I wanted to commit before the season, before school, is just so I can kind of rep my future school and college and just be done with recruiting kind of and just relax and just have fun playing with my last year of high school football. So.
No, absolutely. That's a big part of it. And man, your senior year, it flies by. I have buddies in my team. I just realized this today. I was driving in the car thinking about when we played, and we were the first ever 11-man team at Rio in 2002. Oh, yeah. And I did my math. I went, oh my goodness, that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we started 11-man football. And so I got to get those guys together and chat with them. But what was one of your earliest memories, Ryan, before you became a Rio Hondo Prep football player, of watching Rio Hondo Prep football? What do you remember specifically when that was?
For sure. I remember, I think it was second grade summer, Wildcats. Mr. Mosher was my coach. First time I've really done something physically like tough. I remember I was seeing bright colors in my eyes. I'm like, then when practice was over, I was like, Dad, I'm not doing this again tomorrow. But I ended up coming, and the first day was probably my worst day that year. But after that, it was great times. It was fun.
Oh, when you started Carey Youth League.
Yeah. Carey Youth League, yeah, second grade, yeah.
Nice. See, the first time I put that helmet on, I was in love with it. And yeah, those those stars sometimes we're like, oh, this is fun. But so what was Cary Youth League? Who were some of your other coaches besides Mr. Mosier?
Mr. Mosier, Coach Steve Smith also coached me. I loved him. Mr. Loomis took over. I think it was during baseball season one year. Mr. Loomis took over. That was a great time too. So,
very cool. What about your first Rio Hondo game as like a kid that you went and watched the Rio guys play? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember the opponent, but I know I was, I think, it was in fourth grade when I first went to Pro Prep. It was, like the Spirit Day. We had the Spirit Day during the school day, and then the game later. It was crazy. Everyone was so fast, and like the trick play they showed us during the Spirit Day and the prep rally, they put it off in the game, and it was a touchdown. So I was like, it was crazy.
Yeah, for those that don't know, you have like these pep rally spirit days, which I always liked on because you get out of class a little bit, but you bring the Pearl Prep kids over, or the varsity would do a play and the cheerleaders would do something and just get everyone fired up for the game. So that's cool that you remember that moment as kind of your intro to Rio Hondo football. And so you've been in Rio. Well, you were in Pearl first and then Rio, and playing in junior high. Did you know in junior high, man, I can't wait to play varsity?
Not quite. I was more focused on not quite. I was at junior high. I was my main passion and love was for baseball at the time, so I was more thinking of baseball, and then as time went on, started getting a little bigger. I was like, hold on, might want to get football a try. So it just
That's interesting. And you hear a lot about that, about like famous professional players and stuff. It's like, yeah, I was actually really into this other sport, or really good at this other sport. And then, then I grew a bunch of inches or whatever. So no, man, every time I see you've gotten bigger and bigger. How big are you now?
Yeah, about, 6'3", 235, 240. I'm pushing right now. So.
Wow. So I keep getting comments from Coach Carson that, you're liking that new weight room you guys got down there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always a good time. Everything's so, of course it's not the biggest, but it feels so great, and it's really comfortable how compact and clean and like organized everything is. It's a fun time in there.
Hey, you guys are blessed to have all that, the air conditioning, the TVs. We used to have a shed basically with one bench press or whatever. So, you guys are doing great in there. Are you encouraging to your teammates that, can't maybe bench as much as you? Or are you kind of like picking them up?
Yeah, for sure. I'm giving them little tips, like when you're benching, it's not just upper body. You should use your legs, use your glutes too. So I'm helping them out for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. A memory I had of you was in that Rose Bowl game against Pauley. You guys had a goal line stand against Pauley, and that game was low scoring, 8-7, but you picked up a fumble, man. And I remember you started running. How did you get caught from behind? What happened?
I don't know. I went for a stiff arm, and I just got tripped. I was like, I thought I was gonna put my face right, my hand right in the dude's face, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, that memory right there, that was crazy. Like that week of practice, we always do our TOC, like our turnover circuit, and the scoop is one of those things we practice. And I saw the ball on the ground, I was like, I'm gonna scoop this, and
yeah, let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like I couldn't believe that goal line stand. And then in that game, you had the game-winning 2-point try, just a run off the left side there that it didn't look like you were going to be denied on that play to take down Pauley.
For sure. It was 2 guys to go. I was like, I'll run over anyone. If there's offensive lineman, if I see a gap and no lineman's there, I'm gonna just run them over and get in the end zone. So
you were definitely on a mission. And then you also, if I'm not mistaken, you blocked the potentially game-winning field goal.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Just all over the field right there. I got a defensive play from you. I got an offensive play, and then the special teams play that wins the game. So you do it all, man. Do you still probably like defense the most, or what?
Yeah. I mean, that's a position I'm getting recruited as, really. But, offense is also really fun, but defensively, it just seems more like home in a way. I feel more comfortable outside linebacker, defensive line, just being on the edge. So
Yeah, and you definitely you're a down lineman for Rio. Do you think your future will be with your hand in the ground, or do you think at the Division I level maybe you shift to an outside backer, kind of a hybrid? What do you think your future holds for you?
Yeah, so right now I'm getting recruited as like an edge player, outside linebacker. So I think most situations, I'll still have my hand in the ground. I could drop back to cover in those situations too, or I could stand up and rush as well. So it's going to be interesting, I think. But I think I am going to grow into like a hybrid player.
Okay, yeah, no, that's very cool. I mean, when you get to college football, you're a big dude, but man, I've officiated a lot of college football, and those guys at that level are they're just huge. They're mammoths.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably been around a few of the recruits you've been at these colleges, and you're like, whoa, these are some big dudes.
Yeah, on my visits, yeah, for sure. The spring game at Berkeley and at Colorado, I was like just watching the O-line and D-line walk by. I was like, dang, these are huge, you know. So it was
I played with Landon Goodwell back in 2002, and he went on to a great college career at UTEP. And I remember watching him. They played the University of Texas. We're watching him on TV, and he's chasing around Colt McCoy, and he's up against these big old linemen, and he looks small compared to all those dudes. I'm like, Landon was big compared to for us. Like, he looks small out there. So you've gotten a lot of comparisons to Landon Goodwell. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I have heard his name. I heard his name quite a bit. Yeah.
And he was a great player, a great teammate, killer middle linebacker, and just one of the best running backs in Rio's history. So it is high praise. I hope you know that. And not just, there hasn't been too many Landon Goodwells, and maybe after this, well, there hasn't been too many Ryan McCullochs either. We'll see.
Yeah, thank you.
Talking about your college recruiting, where are some places you've gone? If you would like to share with us, kind of where are some places you've made visits to? Do you have any more planned for the future?
So my first unofficial visit was at University of Colorado at Boulder, the Buffaloes. Then I think the week after I went to Berkeley. Both those first two were first for like the spring game. And then I had an official visit to Washington State, which was a blast. It was a great time. That was my first official visit. And then shortly after that, I think a week after, I went to Boise State for unofficial. And then for in the future, I plan on going to San Diego State and possibly back up to Washington State at the end of the month or in the beginning of August. So, yeah.
Very cool. I know you got a lot of opportunities, a lot of options, we'll say. And however, whenever you make your decision, we'll be 100% behind you. How's that going to work? You talked about announcing it before the high school season starts, and then when would officially be signing day?
I'm pretty sure signing day would be in December, signing your letter of intent. But yeah, I plan on verbally committing really as soon as possible, but without it being rushed as well,
Oh yeah, no, take your time. I'm sure you talk with, your family has been very supportive through all this. They're kind of, are they pointing you a specific direction, or are they kind of like, hey, it's your decision?
At first they were like, once I got offered by Cal, they're like, Berkeley, like a couple Ivy Leagues, they're like, Ryan, but now after we've been to colleges, they kind of seen that like it's really up to me, and like they trust me with my decision, and of course they're gonna be supportive, but at the same time they're gonna give me advice and what they think I should do. So, but they for sure trust me now in this stage of recruiting to kind of go where I think I can grow the most.
College recruiting now, I think is so different for us fans watching, like this whole transfer portal thing where guys might go to a place and then, change, you can go to 3 or 4 different colleges. I mean, it's just crazy to me. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So it's got to be difficult to just block everything out and make a decision on where you're going. I'll tell you what, man, if you're up for it, whenever you do make your decision, we might have to have a little an announcement special here on the podcast. Maybe put three different hats out of the colleges and let you make your decision.
That sounds fun.
That could be a blast to do, but I'm sure you got plenty of options too. So wish you nothing but the best, Ryan. Whatever school you end up at, we will definitely be rooting for on Saturdays. I can tell you that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan, talk to me about your family. How what have they been like with your ride here? First of all, where do you get your size from, man? Is your dad a big guy? What?
My dad's not small. He's about 6 foot, and back when he was younger, he's about 6 foot, 200 pounds. So he was a solid sized dude. But my mom's side is where I get my my height and my kind of build from. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, if your dad's 6 foot 200, that's no small feat at all. What have they? How have they been with you just in watching you excel? Do you have any brothers and sisters also? I mean, what's your family been like throughout your high school career?
Yeah, so I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. We are kind of a blended family, and my 3 brothers, my oldest one is still 10 years older than me. So I'm the baby, so they're all moved out and stuff, but they're supportive. Every time I see them, they always ask me how things are going. They'll show up to games, they'll help support me. And then my parents, on the other hand, like, I can't be more thankful for, they've given me all the resources I need to make myself better. And they've endless support. My mom, endless meals, endless cooking, endless washing, endless ironing. My dad always being there for me. So I can't be thankful enough for them.
Well, you mentioned some cooking there, and I'm a big food guy, and I know in high school, I mean, you're eating every 5 minutes. It seems like. What are some of your favorite foods, Ryan? Is it all mom's cooking, or is it In-N-Out burger? I mean, come on, let's talk some food.
Yeah, for sure. So you want to talk about fast food? I love In-N-Out, love Chick-fil-A, love Cane's. Those are my spots to go.
Got a list.
But I say my favorite like cuisine, like my favorite food would be soul food, Cajun food, seafood. That kind of Southern flair. I love that.
Awesome. And you said mom puts this on the table quite often, or what?
I do try to eat healthier. So, but for sure, like birthdays, we don't go out anymore. It's just I asked my mom. She was like, "What do you want?" I'm just like,
love
something good, and then she makes it. So it's great.
That's awesome, man. That's cool. And I think Coach Carson was telling me, and some things never change after a big victory of a football game or any sport. Really, it's like the young man want to go to In-N-Out burger, man. I mean, it's just right. Doesn't that just fit?
It fits perfectly, exactly.
Okay, I've asked some guys last year when I talked to them. Now everyone's got their own personal In-N-Out order, special way. What is the Ryan McCulloch In-N-Out order?
I'm not too crazy, but I have, I usually just get, I think it's the number one, just a double, just get it with fries or something. But if I'm on the weekend, if I'm feeling really, really extra, I'll get 2 doubles, fries, animal style fries, and a shake, and I can eat it all. So
my guy right there, 2 doubles. I love it. That's fantastic. Kirk Coulter used to play he was probably the best player on my brother's football team when they won CIF. And remember, he got like 2 burgers, 4 fries. I was just like, what but he was a monster. So anyway, that's always fun. Ryan, let's talk about school a little bit. You are an exceptional student. Has school always been something, I won't say that came easy to you, you're a hard worker, but has it always been something that's been a priority in your life? I mean, does that come from your parents? Have you just had a good interest into school? Talk to me about your education.
Yeah, for sure. So, in elementary school, like I was a solid student, but yeah, the foundation just came from my parents. They're just like, grades first, everything else second, and I didn't ask questions. I was just like, okay. And I just like, I tried my best, but yeah, like you said, I'm a hard worker, but for sure, elementary school and middle school, like I wasn't always given, my 100%, but now as I've been given more effort in football, it translates like right to the classroom, like I haven't studied more. Like this is the most I've studied my whole life. My junior year, last year, and my sophomore year, I've been working hard with academics for sure.
Well, and it's put you in a wonderful position because so many guys have talent on the football field, but it comes to their grades and maybe the offers that were going to come end up not coming. So I think you taking your academics so seriously has given you a ton of options. I mean, do you definitely feel that way?
Yeah, I for sure feel that way, yes, some dudes, you know, like you see them on the field, they're crazy, and then the first thing a coach is gonna ask, like, how is he off the field and how is he in the classroom? So it's important for sure.
No doubt about it. What are some of your favorite classes? Maybe some favorite teachers. Do you have anything specific that you like to study?
Yeah, this year my favorite class was AP US History. Miss Shelton teaches that. We had a blast in that class every day. You know, the senior guys, especially my friends, they made that class so fun. And yet we still learned everything. We still got, you know, we still stayed on task. You know, we were flying through the chapters and units, but every day is still smiling like more than half the class, having a good time. So that was my favorite class. And teachers wise, I'm lucky to say I like all my teachers. You know, I know kids my age, not at Rio necessarily, but I know kids my age would be like, man, this teacher sucks, this teacher this teacher that. So all my teachers. But if I had a favorite, I think Mrs. Horton's my favorite. So
Okay, is it Mrs. Christina Horton?
Christina Horton, yes.
Okay, yeah, she taught me way back when. I don't know how she got me through it all, but yeah, oh, that's awesome. Is a British lit or world lit? What does she teach?
Yeah, this year we did British lit. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she teaches both of them though, but.
Gotcha. Yeah, she does a wonderful job in the classroom. And what do you make of if you're talking right now to kids, Ryan, who really don't know much about Rio and are kind of like, hey, what's that experience like? What is it like to be a student at Rio Hondo Prep when you have so much? You're playing ball, you're taking academics seriously, something in the arts or music department, you're coaching kids. What is the Rio Hondo Prep experience like if you're talking to some guys who are thinking of going to the school?
It's a great experience. They give you a bunch of opportunities. They give you everything you need, you know, right there at the grasp of your hands. And one thing that I think is really cool, you know, other schools you can walk by someone and, you know, it's the first time you've seen them, maybe in weeks, months, first time you see them ever. Like, I don't know how it works, but at Rio, you kind of have a connection almost with every single face you see, you know? So that's always really, really cool. It feels like a family. It's a great environment.
I've always said that I think you won't get a better high school experience than Rio Hondo Prep because you do so much. It's smaller class size, enrollment and everything, but there's so much you do. And I think after high school, you're going to end up telling guys, yeah, we did this, I did that, I did that, you know, the summer trips. I mean, summer trips, when was the last, when was the last boys summer trip? Was there one last year? Or maybe not because of.
Oh yeah. When I was in 8th grade going to freshman year, the guys went to Europe. I wasn't able to go on there. There's too many guys going because I wasn't really in high school yet. But so and then COVID kind of messed up some of those opportunities. But the last summer trip I had was a middle school boys trip. That was West Coast and you know, in you know, 8th grade going to freshman year. But that was a great experience too. We were in a bus, didn't care. It was amazing. So it was super fun.
No doubt about it. What outside of the classroom and sports, of course, what are some of the things? Are you in choir? Are you in band? What do you do extracurricular wise?
Yeah, so I am in band. I do play the trumpet. So
my man, yes, sir. Same here. All right.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I am in band, and then that's only that's the only other class.
Does Mr. Kirby still teach band?
Yeah.
How many times has he broken the baton on the while you're throwing it? Has he thrown it at trombones or anything?
It hasn't happened yet, but next year I don't know. So.
Oh, I love it.
He's awesome though. I love him.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, Ryan, let's talk about your teammates. Let's talk. Well, no, it can be juniors if you want, or sophomores, but I'm curious in the senior group of guys because I don't know them that well. I don't think there is many senior guys, honestly. So maybe we got to broaden out here. Who outside of you, who would you say on the team is like the second most physical guy, the strongest dude, maybe a dude that hits the hardest? Who can fans be looking for? That's definitely number 2 in that position.
Well, if you want to talk about there's the strength, like Nate Curtis is super wiry and strong. You know, he's a $130, $140. He bitches 185, 195. He might be at 200 now. So, wow. And as going to my sophomore year, I was impressed that much as a sophomore, you know, so like it's super impressive. But when the pads are on and stuff, Colby, even last year, he was pancaking everyone. Like he's gonna for sure be fun to watch, Colby Johnson. So
Nice, very nice. What about the running backs? I mean, you guys lost so much last year just to graduation. Gio and JG, those dudes are so tough to replace.
different.
I mean, so many yards out there. Who do you think are going to be? You're going to run the ball, of course, but other, you can't do it all. Who are the other guys that are going to be running the ball, you think?
I think Aaron Size, Anthony Hernandez, Nate Curtis should get some touches, and then as the summer goes on, we're gonna see who else can help carry the load. So it'll be interesting. This summer is really it's gonna be a great time to see, especially when we put on pads, to see like who's really about it and who's really gonna be able to help out the team the best. So it'll be fun.
Very well said. The beauty of football is you can have all these, I don't know how to, perimeter stuff. You can be soft finesse, but ultimately at some point you got to strap and wrap, man. You gotta get physical. That's the beauty of football.
For sure. And, you have to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, then the game's over basically. So.
Yeah. Stop the run, and the ability to run the ball sure is nice. What you, Coach Carson, talk about him, if you will, your head coach. He's been someone that has been so supportive of you. He's a fiery guy. He knows what he's talking about. He puts guys in the best position. But what has it been like playing for him for 4 years?
It's been great. First off, yeah, he's an amazing man. I think he's a great husband, great father. And for me, he's been so supportive throughout the recruiting process, helping me talk to coaches that'll stop by and stuff, just getting all the times right. So I try not to miss any of my classes. It's really been helpful. Then he's just been amazing. Then as a coach, playing for him is great. He's always fired up. You make a nice play, come to the sideline, he'll slap you on the helmet, let's go. He's always fired up. It's really a blast. And then talking to him, you don't feel pressured as you might feel like a head coach or something. It feels comfortable talking to him as well, which is really helpful.
Yeah, he's a special man indeed. He's really done such a phenomenal job with the team. You got some great assistant coaches as well, most notably the D-line coach, AJ Corsini, who really brings the energy, right?
For sure. Yeah. If we had a coach that was the hype man, it's him. Absolutely.
Is great. That is great, man. As far as, I'm trying to think now. Let's see, you guys have beaten Poly a few years let's see, you have never lost to Poly, have you?
No.
Okay. Well, let's keep that streak alive. Talk to me about the Poly rivalry. We all know what it was like, when we were an 8-man for a while, that rivalry was kind of put on hold, and then we came back and took it to them back in 2002. But what has the rivalry meant to you guys and to just playing them? I mean, is it the bitter rival that we all know?
For sure. Absolutely. Even if it's not football, playing them in every sport's kind of all right, we gotta, even if they're better than us, we still have to play our hardest. We can't embarrass ourselves out there. But I think against Poly, the most rival kind of feeling of the game was my freshman year. It was a close game. It was a nail biting game. And at that time, the way it was set up, we could still get in playoffs if we lost, but it was for sure a ticket in the postseason if we won. So getting that win was crazy, and that game was tough. It was chippy. It was hot. We were playing at Poly 2-3 p.m. the game started, which was crazy. So it was hot. It felt different. Then again, that same chippy, gritty experience in the Rose Bowl. Scores 8-7. You already know that game's physical and gritty. That was probably physically the hardest game of football I've played in my life. So that was also a crazy experience. Then last year, it wasn't, I think it was, final score was 42-0 or something like that. So it was a different feeling last year, but this season's going to be interesting. I think we're going to match up better this year, potentially. So.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Anytime you see that game on the schedule, you just get a little hyped up for it. And it's been nice to be on a little winning streak, because there was a time not too long ago where Poly had our number. They were beating us multiple years in a row. And it was just we can't, what is going on? We can't have that at all. So, Ryan, what about some hobbies outside of school and football? I mean, what do you like to do for fun? What are some of the things that, I don't know, that interest you outside of your everyday activities?
So I am, kind of busy, but hanging out with my friends, hanging out with the guys is always a great time. If, like, time just flies when I'm with them is great. And then also, to take a break from reality, hopping on the sticks playing video games really helps out too. It helps balance. If it's all work, being serious and stuff, you're gonna get burned out, and it'll become like all your hard work is just gonna cycle down. So it's always good to have something to help balance the hard work.
Man, that's very, very well said. Man, you got a great head on your shoulders, my man. I got to tell you, I've heard great things, and it's cool. It's refreshing to hear, because so many, not even just kids, but adults now, it's like the opposite. It's like, oh, no responsibilities and not working hard, and it's like, oh, I have to work hard a little bit. It's like, no. You're definitely seeing things the right way, and I'm just so excited for your season, man. We all are. Let me ask you one more time about your coaching staff. Since it is so big, you got Randy Johnson calling plays. Is his offense, is it confusing? I mean, you could be honest. Does it take a little while to grasp it?
I think for sure, if you're new to our offensive style as a school, like being in KYL, it does help you a little bit, but it's really fresh, like the kind of stuff we run, especially last year with, like, we had a great back. He made my job a lot easier, just being there, just running to whatever hole, and he'll find a way out. So it was really helpful. But in a way, it could for sure be confusing. Like, you don't hear a play call and you just run up to the line and do it. Like, you for sure have to think about things. So
That is cool. It seems it's very unique compared to other offenses that you guys see, for sure. There's nothing like it, and everyone's been running it for so long now. Let me ask you, Ryan, about you and your teammates. I did this podcast thing last year. I got this own platform now. Coach Carson, I think, constantly talks to you guys about the alumni, and a lot of people watching you guys. And do you guys feel that support on Friday nights, even if the crowd isn't that big? But do you feel that there's more eyes on you guys than maybe are at the game?
for sure, I feel it. Like looking over to the sideline, there's kind of an area kind of roped off where I think alumni are. You see them in their varsity jackets. It always encourages you, like, I need to pop this dude. Like show off a little bit. It for sure helps out though. It gives you some more energy.
Yeah, and that's what I thought about, when the seniors graduated last year. It's sad to take off that uniform for the last time, but you get to be part of a pretty cool club now. Those seniors who graduate get to be part of the RHP alumni, and all we can do is root for you guys now for the rest of our lives. So anyway, Ryan, in closing, I mean, I've asked you kind of already about Rio football. A lot of guys, I think we're in this new age of, if something's not perfect where you're at, move on to something else. Or this school is small, that you might get better opportunities elsewhere. You've been a very loyal guy. That's rare these days, unfortunately. Was there ever a doubt in your mind that Rio Hondo was the place for you?
I did have an experience my sophomore year. I was thinking about changing schools, really just for the purpose of since Rio is a smaller school, being recruited a little better and stuff. But I can't be more thankful that I stayed loyal, because what kind of made me stay was thinking, like, really the most important thing is the people around you and what they want for you. And I have no doubt all my coaches, all my teammates want the absolute best for me. Going into a new environment that you don't know anyone, you've known them for like a week or two, you're trying to like just go to their school. Like it's not gonna, at least it'll take time for them to develop a care and love for you. So
For sure. And if you could, if you were speaking to a group of junior high kids or guys that are maybe freshmen in high school, or thinking of transferring, just whatever. If you're talking to a group of guys and you had to sell them on the program when they're just like, I'm not going to that small school. They had like 20 guys on the team. They play no, but like if you had to sell the program and tell these guys, no, I had the experience of my life. I got recruited by colleges still. I mean, how would you sell the Rio program to those who have doubts about maybe the perception or whatever, the attention they would get from scouts and such?
I would say for sure, like, as far as your goals athletically, if you work hard enough, anything can happen. You know, like I'm a witness to that. I work my butt off, and I have 9 offers right now. So yeah, that and the Rio Hondo Prep, way more opportunities, way more people caring about you than anywhere else. So for sure.
Well said, man. Well, Ryan, this has been an absolute pleasure. I wish you nothing but the best. We will be seeing you, and I hope your buddies all chime into the Charge to Keep podcast, because we're going to be talking Rio Hondo football from August until whenever you guys are done playing. Man, we're behind you, and I can't wait to kick this thing off.
Thank you for sure. Thanks for having me. I had a good time. Thank you.
All right, Ryan, good luck on the college decisions, and we can't wait to make that announcement as well. Good luck, man.
Sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, all the rumors are true. Ryan McCulloch is quite the exceptional young man. I mean, I wish I had his wisdom and presence and maturity at his age. When I was that age, it's just hard to believe that that's a 17-year-old young man with a bright future in front of him. Man, very just intelligent, smart, just respectful. I mean, everything you want young men to be. And what an example of a care. I mean, his family, the McCulloch family, must just be so proud of him, and it's tribute to them. You could tell definitely in how he was raised. What a wonderful family, a wonderful young man, and definitely the leader of the Rio Hondo Prep football program here in 2022 for his senior year. Wishing him nothing but the best. I hope you guys enjoyed that player profile edition with Ryan McCulloch, and we will try to have an announcement, try to have a special podcast if he's up for it when he does make his college selection. I'll let him approach me about that. I threw it out there, and hopefully we can make that happen. But that could be a lot of fun. Looking forward to all this, man. I talked to one of the players. Now I'm excited. Can we kick this thing off? Let's go beat the Lions right now. Plus the Poly. Woo. Take down the Poly Panthers. Oh, no matter what happens, beat Poly, beat the Panthers, man. To Ryan and his teammates, Godspeed. We're pulling for you. We know you guys are working hard, and you guys are gonna definitely respect. You're gonna showcase the prep. You're gonna be an example of Rio Hondo Prep football, and we are just so excited to be pulling for you guys here and the whole season. Again, with the Charge to Keep podcast, guys, those of you who are new, we're doing Friday episodes here all summer long. These have started, one started in June, one in July, and the end of July, we're going every Friday up until the August 26th week 1 game against the El Monte Lions at Care Park in Irwindale. Don't want to miss that. And then we will have probably Sunday or Monday episodes throughout the football season, recapping what happened Friday night, talking with Coach Mark Carson about the game, and also previewing the next opponent. So that's kind of what's on tap here on the Charge to Keep podcast. And for those of you who are fans of the Get Home Safe podcast, same guy, just me here with a new background, new logos and everything for the Charge to Keep podcast. And the Charge to Keep podcast is called A Charge to Keep because that is the alma mater of Rio Hondo Prep. And you hear that song sung at the end of every single Charge to Keep podcast in just like they do at the end of football games on Friday nights, just like they do. They recite it after team meals on Thursday nights generally as a team. And so that's why this podcast is titled A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. Well, more great episodes starting next week, guys, continuing on. This episode will be out earlier as one of our earlier episodes as we look to talk Rio football, but we are talking Rio football past, present, maybe the future as well, and previewing games here very soon. We'll be talking to the broadcasters of Rio Hondo Prep football, Kyle Horton and Clark Bollinger, so that they can lay out everything you guys need to know for those that can't make the games in person. So stuff like that, I hopefully you will enjoy this content. And if you haven't done so already, please go on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, A Charge to Keep or The Charge to Keep podcast. That should come up on each of those platforms. And if you have trouble finding it, just reach out to me and I will point you in the right direction. That's where all of our content will be posted regarding new episodes, Facebook Live, little mini segments we'll do. And get home. Let's see. Sorry, wrong podcast. Charge to keep pod@gmail.com. If you'd like to email me regarding topics or questions or whatever, that is where you can reach me if you'd like to send the podcast an email. Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, our YouTube page. Be sure to find those, like, subscribe, follow. You'll get all the content of updated episodes and things of that nature. So that's pretty much all of the information that you need. If you need anything, reach out to me and I will be more than happy to lend you a helping hand. Guys, thanks for tuning into this edition. Ryan McCulloch, God bless you, man. Good luck in your decisions and good luck on the 2022 season. Whatever college you end up at, man, we will be rooting for you on Saturdays next season as well. Guys, as always, this is a reminder to be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, because we always have a charge to keep.
A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fit it for the sky. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live. And, O thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to